Hello and welcome back to the Sports News. Right now we are joined by girls track and field coach out of Stoughton, Eric Benedict. Eric, thanks for joining us here today.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about your history, how you got into coaching and how you ended up at Stoughton.
Well, I ran high school track and field. I also participated in track and field in college at Lawrence University. I'm also a high school teacher. I really enjoy not just teaching during the day, but to also help kids after school, get to know them outside of school. Track and field to me is a fantastic sport to do that with.
And you mentioned you're also teaching and being able to work with those kids on several different levels. What is the balance? How do you function being both a coach and a teacher to these athletes?
That's a great question. I have a support from a lot of people. My wife is fantastic. She helps host team dinners at my house for 120 athletes sometimes. We do a lot of neat things as a team. My assistant coaches have been very supportive. They work hard, come in extra time, and do some great things, as well as the athletes themselves. They know that I'm a teacher. They know that that's something I really enjoy doing. Now, my colleagues, teaching, have really helped me out. They know I'm really super busy during the track season, and they are very supportive of me doing what I do.
And being busy has been a good thing for you because the Stoughton program has been very successful the last couple of years. Can you explain some of the success or maybe tricks that you guys have to have such a competitive team year in and year out?
Well, we try to get as many good athletes out for track and field as much as possible. Trying to get students that maybe haven't participated in track and field, but maybe are a good basketball player or a good volleyball player that can jump. And really, we've had some really good success with in our field, getting like long jumpers, triple jumpers, pole vaulters, high jumpers, having them try good athletes trying new things with that. Our numbers have grown as well. When I took over, about 40 athletes. We're now at about, last year we had about 80 athletes. This year we're down to about 65, 70 athletes. But a big jump in participation numbers. More athletes generally means less, they don't have to do as many events and they can specialize in more events.
And you mentioned going to other sports programs, trying to find some athletes or those multi-sport athletes that everyone loves to talk about. As you're going in and talking to these kids, how do you get those athletes amped up? How do you get your team amped up going into a meet or a season?
Well, I try to talk, I bring my passion of track and field. I'm a big fan of track and field. I've been to some couple national, like USA Track and Field National Championships, and I try to bring that passion to a daily basis to our meets and to our practices, as well as showing them that, in past, a lot of these good athletes that you see on TV were track athletes as well. We're long jumpers, we're triple jumpers, we're shot putters, we're discus throwers. They weren't just a basketball player in high school. They did they did different things, and I really try to stress that as much as possible with them.
Understandable. Eric, thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Eric Benedict, the head girls track and field coach at Stoughton High School. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back with more of the sports news in just a moment.